What's going on, people? It is Irish Gunner HD here, you can call me Irish, and I hope you enjoyed the intro clip. Pretty much as you could tell, I spawned in with 10 tickets left, and I managed to get 3 kills really quickly and tie up the game for us. Nothing amazing, no like final MCOM after 500 tickets or anything like that, but just a nice little way to wrap up a nice short game of TDM. And today you're going to be watching some more TDM. It's on Paracel Storm, and it's nothing amazing. I get a few more deaths than I probably should, just from silly mistakes or whatever. But like I get a good few kills, and it's I think it's a reasonably decent gameplay to watch. So I hope you enjoy it. Just one more note before we get into the gameplay. That intro track was my most recent song. I don't finish songs very often, so I thought, well, when I do, I might as well use them and kind of pimp them out. So if you enjoy that little snippet, the link will be in the description, and it'll be on my SoundCloud, so I hope you enjoy that. So, today I thought we would talk about a thing that came up in a podcast that I watched over the weekend there. And I'm going to be general, again, just learning a little, just being kind of smart and learning a lesson from stuff that happened recently. I'm not going to get too specific about who and what I was watching or who they were talking about, but basically, I was watching a podcast, and yeah, they had a guest on who worked as kind of a... I'm not even sure there's a particular title for it, but basically the guy did thumbnails, video editing, and came up with a lot of ideas for somebody who used to be a very, very big YouTuber, who's still, by most standards, reasonably big and famous and popular. A lot of people know about them. But by and large, their channel's been on the decline for a while. Excuse me. And yeah, so basically the guy kind of talked about like how much work he did for this channel. Like for me, basically I'll talk about me first. So me, I played a game. Obviously, I played a game. I record it myself. I edit it myself. I do the commentary obviously myself. Any music, because again, being a partner's channel, I can't have any copyright music. Rather than going to any kind of copyright free, royalty free music websites, I'm also happen to be a producer. I've been a music producer longer than I've been doing this YouTube thing, so kind of just a happy coincidence. So like literally 98% of the time, 99% of the time, if you hear music on one of my videos, it's one of my songs. And like if you like the song, again, as is the case with today's one, if you like it, either the link will be in the description, or you can ask me if I forgot if it was just an old song, or if I just forgot to put it in the description for whatever reason. So yeah, so that made me wonder, like, so I do pretty much everything. I do, like, all the rendering, I wait, I upload, I edit, and all that kind of stuff. Whereas this guy, this big YouTuber, has this smaller guy making it. I also make the thumbnails. I'm pretty decent with Photoshop. I make all my thumbnails. I come up, find the pictures for them. I come up with the titles, the tags. I do all the tags again. This guy does the tags for this big YouTuber. Literally, basically everything except for actually doing the commentary and the gameplay. This guy does all the work, basically. And I don't know, it kind of got me thinking, because I was like, I do all of that myself. The large majority of kind of people just trying to do this as a thing, do it themselves. But there's that kind of select group of people who have this situation going for them. And for me, it's kind of like, it kind of a little bit ties into what I was talking about in my last video about YouTuber privacy. At what point do you stop being a YouTuber and become a celebrity? Because we know a little bit that like many celebrities have kind of their mundane everyday tasks taken care of for them. Like whether it's going out to get a cup of coffee or tea or whatever, or like getting their lunch for them, or setting up appointments or whatever it may be. A lot of celebrities and famous people have people that do all that kind of stuff for them, so they can focus on whether it's been like making music or working on a film, like reading a script, like learning a script or whatever like that. They have that kind of thing. So when you're doing YouTube, and literally 90% of the work is all the stuff that comes after playing the game and doing the commentary. Like 90% of the work when it comes to YouTube is the editing, the uploading, the tags, the thumbnails, the everything basically that I mentioned before. Literally the smallest amount, the smallest / easiest part of doing this kind of YouTube thing is literally just playing the game and then coming up with a coming up with a topic. Maybe stretch it to like 85%, because coming up with a topic in itself for me tends to be a struggle. Yeah, by and large, like all the afterwards stuff, once you've come up with a topic, got the gameplay, and recorded the commentary, all the other stuff is the hardest part. So like it makes me wonder, like it pushes the thought a little bit more, as it were, about the whole kind of, if you're so big that you have, or like not even so big, but like if you're so kind of, well, I don't know, maybe big's the right word, but like if you're in such a position that you feel that you need to recruit somebody and you can afford to pay somebody to do all that hard work for you, like, I don't know. It's not really a question, as more just a thing that I wanted to point out, because I don't think enough people know that this is a practice that happens. You're like, if you follow somebody that's really, really big on YouTube, the chances are, again, I don't want to put numbers on it, but there's probably a high chance that they have like a team of people at their network, or like they have somebody that they just know, that they're friends with, that they pay or whatever like that, to do all that kind of hard work. And I wondered, does it, like, because for me, not like, as somebody that does this, it takes away a little bit of the respect, because it's like the reason, so the reason, as I mentioned, that like kind of film stars or music producers, whatever that, or singers, whatever, the reason that they have people to do that is because they're so busy working on the kind of stuff that they're working on, especially when it comes to like making films and being an actor or whatever. They're so busy with doing that kind of thing that they just flat out don't have time to do all this kind of other stuff. But like, if you're telling me that your only job is to make videos for YouTube and you don't have time, like you basically, if you don't do this, I'm just gonna lay it flat out here. There is no like, you, unless you're doing multiple videos a day, which some people do, and that's fair enough. And maybe this particular guy in particular, that I'm talking about, I think he does, or he used to do multiple videos in a day. If that's the situation where you literally don't have the time, fair enough, I suppose. But if you're uploading like one video a day and you're paying somebody to do all the extra hard work, so literally all you have to do is play the game, talk about the subject, and then just finish for the day, I don't know, it takes away a little bit of respect. That as just, maybe not as a fan, people might not care about this, but as somebody that also does it, it loses a little, like, you do lose a little bit of kind of like, well, why aren't you doing this? Like, this is part of it. Like, are you, like, do you consider yourself almost too good to do this? Like, the kind of hard work part aspect of it. Like, I know certain people, if they were to like look at me and say, why would you care about this? Like, oh, you're obviously just jealous that you can't afford, like, to, or like that you haven't got that situation like for yourself. Not really, because as I said in like one of my last videos, I actually quite enjoy that aspect of it. It is good, honest, kind of fun work to just do to pass the time. But it's not, yeah, again, it's not really anything bad or negative against the person. It's just like, I know I'm saying like I lose respect, so that obviously comes across as bad. But it's one of them things where it's like, I noticed that, and I know that it's a common thing, like more common than the average kind of just person that watches these channels knows about. There is quite often, as I think I said before, there is quite often, like more often than not, a lot of the time, 99% or like 80% of the time, every time. But like, yeah, just generally a lot, there seems to be a situation where they have like a team of people to do, like, one person does their thumbnails, one person does their kind of tags or whatever, that one person does their rendering for them, or something like that, like, you know, that kind of way. And I don't know, it's just something that bothers me a little bit. Obviously enough to make a video. But yeah, like literally, since the video is nearly over, I'll just kind of, I'll put that topic to bed. It's just something that I wanted to raise and kind of make people aware of. The reason that I talked about that rather than something more kind of maybe interesting is just that literally I've got this gameplay edited and waiting to go for like the last couple of days now, and there's been nothing, absolutely nothing of interest in my kind of sphere of interests has been worth talking about. So that's just something that sprung up. Another thing, you might notice at certain stages in this gameplay, I have an absolutely atrocious aim. Basically, I've been fidgeting with my kind of sensitivities in Battlefield 4, because I like my sensitivity as far as swinging around and doing a really fast 360, like to be able to turn around on somebody, but I don't like my sensitivity at range. Like, I find that I'm constantly like, in older gameplays, you've probably seen me like bouncing all around the place, even though that I know I have pretty decent kind of recoil control in BF4. So yeah, I was fidgeting around the sensitivity, so like you might see me missing some obvious shots in that game. But that's it. That's just a little thing, not really a big deal, but it's just something that kind of caught my eye. Wanted to make a video, nothing else to talk about. Talked a long time over the gameplay. Let's wrap it up there. If you enjoyed it, please do leave a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new here. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.